I agree with you in the sense that Kyle Rittenhouse was effectively bullied into like supporting Trump. But do you think that's the case for Joe Rogan?
Yes.
How so?
I think Joe Rogan came out and he was like, "I really like this RFK dude. I'm not sure. Like, maybe I would support him." He said he was like it was a pretty tepid, lukewarm statement, and he got so much pushback from his audience who were all like Trump sycophants. Even other people in the mainstream media on the right were like, "Hey, I don't know if it's so good that you guys are all attacking Rogan like this." And then Rogan came out and basically made a statement saying, like, "Oh no, guys, don't worry. I'm not saying I endorse RFK for president, guys. Don't worry." Like he had to come back and eat his words.
Destiny has been losing it ever since Joe Rogan invited Donald Trump on the Joe Rogan Experience. He even claimed that Rogan, in his words, deep-throated Trump. In this debate with YouTuber Jen, Destiny is still struggling to cope after Trump's big win. Now he's pointing fingers at everyone, especially Joe Rogan, while the chat absolutely roasts him non-stop. Let's dive in and watch as Destiny continues his downward spiral.
The fact that
in this context,
I mean, you can say that it's different, but you're just saying that to say that. Like you have nothing has changed substantively between Trump term 1 and term 2. Like literally nothing.
You don't think so? I mean, just how he's presented himself in the media is also quite different too. There's also a lot of different historical contexts, like the Trump assassination as well. Like I'm sure that brought a lot of support as well. Even
why
Mark
would that bring
Zuckerberg.
support? But like think about one of it. Like why would Trump getting shot at? Why would that change support for him at all?
I think they saw that as a pretty unique moment in U.S. history, and they also saw the strength of his character by being able to stand up and still keep going. I mean, look, hold
on, just to be clear, I just want to be ultra clear. If that changed your opinion about him, then you never had strong political beliefs in the first place. Seeing a guy get shot at, like,
I'm not talking about myself.
No, yeah, I'm saying in the general you, but I'm saying like, if somebody's like, I would never support Trump as a candidate, and then I saw him get shot at, but now I super support him. What a stupid way to come to.
There's also even like an example like Mark Zuckerberg, right? Who would have ever thought that in 2024, Mark Zuckerberg would have even said that was one of the most badass moments of American history. So what I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of public sentiment towards Trump has also changed too, where it's also become a lot more socially acceptable to outwardly support Trump versus 2016. So I think there's a lot of different contexts that's changed. And I think that's also a reason why a lot of moderates have voted for Trump this term than, let's say, 2016 too. Or even 2020 when he lost.
Okay, I mean, like I said, you can say that, but you have nothing. Like he got shot at, and
you evidence here.
You haven't given me a thing. What has changed? What has changed so much from Trump in 2016 to 2024 that would make somebody that was completely against him in 2016 now support him? It can't be that he got shot at. It has to be something more.
Well, Dustin, it's even points that you brought up earlier, right? In the sense that like a lot of people voted for Trump over Kamala because of inflation. So there's also even economic factors that people have considered and put at the top of their mind that has also changed how they voted for this year. So yes, it's probably, look, maybe I'm not giving you direct evidence, but you can't ignore the fact that there are different factors in 2016, 2020, as well as 2024.
Sure, and I'm not saying that there aren't necessarily different factors. I'm just saying that the original claim that we're talking about has to do with whether or not you have to support a candidate, basically. On the left, I've given you several large media entities that don't support the candidate. On the right, every single person, even centrists or whatever, all support the candidate. And to just say, well, I think that every single person has a really good reason for why all of them have to support the candidate, even when I've given you examples of people who didn't support the candidate and then got relentlessly bullied until they did, like Joe Rogan and like Kyle Rittenhouse, but you write all of it off. So I mean, like, I don't think there's any way or anything I can demonstrate. Like, nothing is more clear than the Rittenhouse example of like what happens if you try not to support Trump. You'll be destroyed by or the Fox News Dominion lawsuit. There's nothing more clear than that.
For Destiny to suggest that an assassination attempt wouldn't change anyone's mind is absurd. Think about how significant that moment was. Someone tries to take Trump's life, and he doesn't back down. Instead, he faces the adversity head on. That kind of resilience speaks volumes about his character, but Destiny wants to dismiss it as if it's nothing. He wants to pretend it didn't happen. Even Mark Zuckerberg, as Jen mentioned, called it one of the most powerful moments in American history. Think about it. When someone survives a near-death experience, stands tall, and continues to fight, it says a lot about who they are. That kind of strength resonates with people. Yet Destiny is acting like it's irrelevant. And let's not forget how the media reacted. Even after the attempt on Trump's life, networks like MSNBC didn't pause to acknowledge the gravity of the moment. Instead, they doubled down, attacking Trump for his rhetoric and blaming him for inciting violence after he was the victim. That's how detached from reality some outlets have become. But Destiny? No. To him, none of that would influence voters. He'd rather downplay real moments of bravery and shift the focus elsewhere. And let's talk about the other factors, economic ones. Under Trump, inflation was lower, gas prices hovered under $2 a gallon, and the economy was in better shape. People felt it in their wallets. They had more money. That's not just anecdotal. Those are hard facts. Destiny is stuck in his echo chamber, refusing to see why people voted the way they did. He can't imagine that real-world events, from economic stability to a near assassination, could have pushed people toward Trump instead of Kamala Harris. What do you think about Destiny's take? Is he out of touch, or does he have a point? Let me know in the comments, drop a like, and let's dive back in.
I agree with you in the sense that Kyle Rittenhouse was effectively bullied into like supporting Trump. But do you think that's the case for Joe Rogan?
Yes.
How so?
I think Joe Rogan came out and he was like, I really like this RFK dude. I'm not sure. Like, maybe I would support him. He said it was a pretty tepid, lukewarm statement. And he got so much pushback from his audience who were all like Trump sycophants. Even other people in the mainstream media on the right were like, hey, I don't know if it's so good that you guys are all attacking Rogan like this. And then Rogan came out and basically made a statement saying, like, oh, no, guys, don't worry. I'm not saying I endorse RFK for president, guys, don't worry. Like, he had to come back and eat his words because he was getting so much over-the-top response about it. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, because, and then there's also, you know, what happened with MSNBC, right? When they edited him out to make it seem like he's supporting Kamala. So he's probably also overly sensitive to things getting misrepresented. Just
none of that has any bearing on what I just said. I'm saying that on the right,
No.
you have
What
to
I'm
support
saying is
Trump. I'm
that-
not talking about MSNBC or CNN editing or anything. I'm saying that on the right, none of that made him support Trump. He has to
what I'm trying to
support
do
Trump.
is provide context in the sense that there's probably that thought process too. That's why it's probably overly simplistic to just say that he just got bullied into it when, you know, media has misrepresented what he said multiple times.
Okay. You're just wrong. I mean, I really don't know what to say. Like, this stuff like drives me so crazy that the right can get away with so much insane behavior. And then people always make excuses where, well, the reason why Joe Rogan had to come out and 100% deep throw Donald Trump was because MSNBC edited a clip of him one time. Like, I don't know. I'm a man. I've never changed my political opinions because somebody said something mean about me like that. But then people make excuses for Joe Rogan to do this. That's so crazy to me, right? I've had people lie about me on the left and the right. I've never thought like, wow, that guy said something mean about me. I'm going to go and support a totally different candidate. Like, grow up. Like, what the fuck? That's just crazy to me that you would be so willing and easily ready to offer up that excuse for Joe Rogan. Like, maybe he had to be a 100% Trump sycophant because MSNBC posted a clip of him being too orange one time. That's crazy to me. That just doesn't make any sense in my mind. But
well, I guess not everybody's destiny, right?
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
Destiny is suggesting that Joe Rogan somehow became a Donald Trump sycophant after a 3-hour conversation. And honestly, that claim is laughable. Let's take a step back here. Everybody knows that Joe Rogan has always identified as liberal, not conservative. He's openly said he supports things like marijuana legalization and progressive social issues. So, to paint him as some diehard Trump supporter now, that's a reach. What Destiny conveniently ignores is that Rogan wasn't always open to having Trump on his podcast. In fact, for a long time, Rogan outright refused. He didn't want the backlash or the drama. But when Trump agreed to an open, no-holds-barred discussion where any topic could be addressed, Rogan took the opportunity. Compare that to Kamala Harris, who reportedly wanted conditions on what could be discussed. If you're the pro-democracy candidate, why would you limit free dialogue? That's what Rogan does. He has raw, honest conversations, no matter who the guest is. And let's be real, Trump sitting down with Rogan was a strategic move. It showed he wasn't afraid of tough questions or an unscripted environment. Meanwhile, Destiny's narrative about Rogan being bullied into supporting Trump doesn't hold water. Rogan's audience is diverse, and he's not exactly someone who needs to bow to public pressure. He's one of the most successful podcasters in the world with more than enough money to walk away from any controversy if he wanted to. To suggest otherwise just shows Destiny's bias. You've also got Jen in this clip, trying to keep it together while Destiny spirals into this rant. Jen can probably see right through Destiny's nonsense, just like most of us can. It's clear that Destiny isn't mad about facts. He's mad about the narrative. He's frustrated that more people, including someone like Joe Rogan, are willing to hear Trump out. That's not deep-throating Trump. That's just being open-minded, which Destiny clearly struggles with. So, what do you think? Is Destiny just bitter because Rogan gave Trump a platform? Or is he just losing it because people like Rogan aren't buying into the same tired narratives anymore? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.